Welcome in. That was a pussy clap. Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to crush the thumbs up button. No one's hitting the thumbs up button. Smash the motherfucking thumbs up button. Drop me a comment. And you got to make sure you click the bell icon notification and know when I go live. Now, you can find me. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube, obviously. You can find me even on Instagram and TradingView. It is one word. It's Crypto Bull God. If you follow me on Twitter, you will get very informative tweets from me. Join me live in a minute. We about to get crunk. This is not the channel to tune into to have some boring, mundane person read off a chart in a monotone voice. That is not me. If you want authenticity, a little bit of corny humor, it's someone that's going to keep shit real, this is the channel. Welcome in. Let's see who we got in here. Angry8, welcome back. Brian is here. Pepe is the new premium monetary asset. Yeah. I have not gambled in Pepe. I have not gotten involved with that, but it seems like it might provide greater stability than the United States dollar. Hope everyone's having a great day. I've had a very busy day at work. Tried to put some time in today, some thought into what relativity charts that we're going to take a look at today. I see some people popping into the live stream. Welcome in. If you're new or you are returning, make sure you show a little bit of love for CBG by crushing the thumbs up button. Really, the focus today is on Pepe being the new reserve currency, as Kevin said. No, I think there's a lot of people joining today's live stream because I said we were going to get crunk. I do look forward to actually tweeting that out as the market is really getting euphoric and we're topping, because I will get crunk live on YouTube and we'll have a fucking party together. But the time, we are still many months away from that. We have to remain very patient for that to play out. But really the focus for today, I see Jorge in. What's going on, brother? I followed you on Instagram. I seen you at the gym walking around like a swollen mushroom tip. Yes, I am on Instagram. And BBC is a frequent in the gym. He knows pretty much everybody that goes to that gym. All right. So I try to spread a little bit of love, peace, and joy and positivity in the gym where I can. So especially the older I got, I see the value in that. No, but in all seriousness, what we're going to do today is we're going to look at some relativity charts. And the reason that relativity charts are important is because when you compare two asset values together and you chart them, it expresses the relative strength or weakness of one asset in relation to the other. It's a ratio. And I know people that are not good with math. I can think of a few people that come to mind. People that are not good with math, they get really afraid of fractions and ratios. It's literally just one number over another number, okay? And if the numbers roll high, it means the number on top is really strong than the other number. If the value is really low, then the number that's in the numerator on the top means it's really weak, okay? That's in relation to the one in the denominator. That's all it's saying. So we are going to look at some Bitcoin relativity charts, but we're also going to look at some other relativity charts. You can look at whatever relativity chart you want. You know that if you've been on this channel for a while, you know one relativity chart that I've spent quite a bit of time looking at is the Harmony 1 versus HBAR USD value. So you can chart something like that. So we're going to take a look at a bunch of relativity charts today. If you guys are not understanding the relativity chart concept, make sure you drop a comment and ask a question. Don't be shy. It's very important on this channel that you kind of walk away with a firm understanding of what I'm aiming to educate everyone on. By the way, for free. You know, if you're tuning in, I appreciate your time. Time, in my opinion, is the most valuable commodity that we hold in our life. It's the most important possession that we have. So if you're giving me just a little bit of your time, I appreciate it. I know I'm a little out there sometimes, but hopefully I add a little value to your life. What do we got going on here? I want to start off looking at Bitcoin. We didn't take a look at Bitcoin. Hey, Kevin. Went positive once this live stream. What can I fucking say? What can I fucking say? As soon as we went live and I announced we were getting crunk, the fucking bull came out right here. All right, this is sitting on top of my desk. All right, right there. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. We didn't examine Bitcoin yesterday. Yesterday's focus was on altcoin USD charts. But I did want to take a step back and take a look at Bitcoin. Right now, what I see, this is the 12-hour chart. You know, I like to focus on the 12-hour a lot. I see some consolidation in here. It's decision time, in my opinion. Now, again, I've been on record. What's up, Rashid? I've seen you in here several live streams in a row. I appreciate the support. Thumbs up, everybody. You got to crush that thumbs up button. Again, I've been on record the past, I don't know, like 2-3 weeks, saying that this is the point in the cycle when a lot of times that target, that price range target that everyone's looking for quite often does not get hit. So while the $25,000 area, remember a lot of people were calling for $20,000 for that CME futures gap that never came, right? $25,000 is very similar to me. A lot of people are waiting for $25,000. I'm not telling you that we won't dip down to 25 and rise right back up, but I've been on record saying more than likely I don't see us going as low as $25,000. I don't see it. 27 to 26 I saw as a greater possibility, and as you can see, we wicked all the way down here. Looks like we hit 27.1 down here, okay? And right now we're consolidating. There's a higher likelihood with the formation that's present here and the way price is coiling up that we're not going to do this, okay? Chances are we won't do that. Chances are we're either going to break up, which you know I lean towards, you know, maybe back test and move up, or we're going to break down and then come back up. Those are really the two possibilities that I'm looking at, so we'll have to remain patient. Again, this is in the short term, right? You know, I felt that Monday's live stream was critical, the most critical live stream probably that you should have tuned into this week, although I want you here every single day. It was really the most important live stream of the week because we focused on those monthly views, the higher time frame views that you really need to keep in mind. But this is the 12-hour chart. This is what it's doing. I also see, which is bullish here, this 20 simple moving average, which crossed below the 50 simple moving average. This is beginning to cross back up. This crossing back above the purple line, the 50, would be very bullish, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. What else did I want to look at here? I believe I was aiming to chart something here and never got around to it, so we're going to skip the weekly. But I want to start getting into some relativity charts. I haven't even thought about this, but I have a giant bull picture in a frame above my PC setup. So I wanted to share this with you guys. I don't know if I've shared this with you before. I think I have. Sorry, excuse me for the short shorts, but this is hanging up in my office. This is a very lovely portrait, don't you think? Very colorful. It actually matches sort of the Bitcoin and the Hedera frame back here as well. It's very lovely bull. That's my sentiment on the market, okay? That is my sentiment on the market. Now, let's get back to the charts. The first relativity that I want to take a look at, and some of the relativities that I kind of thought of ahead of the live stream, I don't have them all up, and we're going to kind of look at them together. But for the time being, I have a few that I want to try to briefly go through here. I don't want to spend a lot of time on each one because... and stop me if you have questions. I want to cover a bunch of these things, okay? And I want to have enough time to do this and not go an hour of live streaming. Yesterday's live stream was very long, which I enjoyed, but I want today's live stream to be a little bit more to the point. XRP, BTC, this is on the monthly. There's a lot of price data on XRP. You can see we broke out clearly of the descending resistance here, which is great. We popped our head above this red area of resistance and have since broken back below, okay? We created support but broke below. What I really want to see here for XRP, BTC, I want to maintain this relativity line, okay? It looks like it's, and here's the other thing you can do. I don't know if you can, it's not, I don't have it set up that way. We'll get to a chart later that I was going to share something with you you can set up on TradingView. But right now, I would say that what XRP is doing, its price performance relative to Bitcoin, is sort of average and on par with the rest of the market. We sort of saw this pop up and a move down. This is suggesting, and this is kind of predominantly overall what's going on within the crypto market, Bitcoin has been gaining dominance. So I guarantee you, if we were to look at a Bitcoin dominance chart, okay, you would see Bitcoin during this move here, you would see Bitcoin dominance moving up. What does that mean? You got to connect the dots. The Bitcoin dominance was moving up during this move down. Well, intuitively, that makes sense. Bitcoin is gobbling up a greater percentage of the market capitalization within the entire cryptocurrency market. What does that mean? It means that the rate of appreciation is higher for Bitcoin than all of the altcoins on average. And that's kind of what you're seeing here. XRP's performance is declining. Its performance is worse than Bitcoin over this time horizon. That's on par with what we've seen in the market, okay? So really what we want to see, I want to see XRP begin to challenge some of these areas up here, right? Once we start to clear this area, looks like it's 0.40s and a 4.6. Once we clear this area, it's going to get real interesting because there's not a lot of price confluence up here. So it'd be really healthy to see us start to like push up into this area. So nothing super concerning. Just kind of consolidating with the rest of the market. Doge, okay, Doge, I've hit on this one before. I have this major area of price confluence right down here around this area, this 2670, okay? Let's see if we can do this real quick. I want to see if I can do this on the fly. We'll see if we can have some fun here. Not fun, but we'll see if we can do this together real quick because I wanted to show you something. Poloniex. Here we go. Doge. Let's do this together. Ah, god damn it. Let's do Poloniex. Doge USD. It's not going to cooperate. I don't want to. Yeah, it's not cooperating. We'll get to it with ACH. In fact, I'll probably maybe just switch to that chart next. Point is, I've kind of pointed to this chart. I have a specific, if you guys haven't checked it out, go to my YouTube channel, and there is a TA video entitled Do Not Sleep on Doge. And I suggest if you want to get into a top 10 project that has a lot of room to run to the upside, in my opinion, never financial advice, Doge is a good option. This thing is just sitting on consolidation right now. All we did, one could argue this is a bull pennant, but all we did was make a ginormous move up and consolidate in here. There's nothing going on that's unsurprising. What you really want to watch for on Doge, pull this thing up on TradingView, put it on a monthly. We want to start testing back up to this descending resistance and eventually break it and start heading up towards new all-time highs. Once we do, if we do that, what that's saying is we're not only expressing a lot of strength relative to Bitcoin, but we have the potential to create new all-time highs on this chart and express the greatest amount of strength we ever have seen in Doge relative to Bitcoin. So that's really what you want to watch for. Break of this descending resistance, things will really start to get juicy. Ethereum, we've covered this chart ad nauseum, okay? This is a 2-week chart, okay? I've covered this time and time again. I am anticipating new all-time highs in Ethereum dominance. I have been on record saying, do I think Ethereum will flip Bitcoin? Listen to the full answer. Yes, I think Ethereum may very well likely flip Bitcoin's market cap temporarily. A day, 2 days, okay? So what I see happening here eventually is we're coiled up inside of here. We are coiling and coiling and coiling and coiling. And eventually, you can see I've even drawn this orange upward line here of support. We are literally pressing up against here all this price confluence. And eventually, when we do break through, I think it's just a matter of time, we're going to start entering this zone right around here. Okay, this is all breaking this zone is now entering a blue sky breakout once we break it for new all-time highs relative to Bitcoin. Again, not playing favorites here. I'm just giving you an honest, unbiased view of the charts. The first 3 charts we looked at so far. Let's look at XRP BTC. Let's look at Doge BTC. And let's look at Ethereum BTC. Which chart to you has the greatest amount of strength? Again, I'm not asking you which project you like more. Which chart looks the most bullish? I will give them to you in ascending order. Ethereum is the strongest of the three. It's showing the greatest strength relative to Bitcoin, followed by Doge, and then followed by XRP. XRP has a long way to go to get up to these levels. Just look at this. Not saying it can't, but I'm just saying it has a long way. It's got to make a 14. I want you to think about this. XRP has to make a 1,400% return relative to Bitcoin. What does that mean? That doesn't even mean that XRP has to do a 14x from current levels, which would be challenging enough, okay? It'd be challenging enough for XRP to get up to near $7. That's a very high price target. That's on the higher end of where I see it going, in my opinion. So that's not what it's saying. It has to appreciate in value 1,400%. It has to, let me put it this way. It has to outpace Bitcoin's rate of appreciation by 1,400%. So I'm going to have to do the math on that. But as Bitcoin's moving up and doubling in size, XRP is going to have to go up much, much more than 1,400%. Okay, it's going to have to really shoot up in value. Versus Ethereum, okay, look at its rate of appreciation to get up to new all-time highs. It's not really that much. It just has to a little over double. Okay, so I'm just saying it's more than 10 times. XRP has to do more than 10 times the amount of work that Ethereum has to do, right? 130% relative to 1,400%. It has to do more than 10 times the amount of work. That's the way to look at it. Matic is expressing a lot of strength. How far until new all-time highs for this one? This might actually be more bullish than Ethereum. It has to double in size, 99%, okay? So Matic right now, let's take a look at this. I haven't looked at this one in a while. This is Matic BTC on the weekly. I would draw it like that. Okay, so a couple possibilities for Matic here. We actually did double top. Look what happened here. Wow, look at that. We created a new all-time high here in May of 2021, and we double topped in November of 2022. You see this double top right here. Now what's happening? Well, we broke out of this resistance. We back tested it right here. We've run up. Wouldn't be surprised to come down to this area. Wouldn't be surprised to come down all the way to this area. But in my opinion, looking at this chart, I would be very surprised given the strength that Matic has shown in general, and looking at this chart in relation to Bitcoin, I would be surprised for Matic to not create new all-time highs on this relativity chart, meaning it's going to essentially outpace Bitcoin's returns, and it's going to do it at a rate that it has not historically done before. Its rate of appreciation is going to outpace Bitcoin, and it's going to set new all-time highs in terms of price relativity. Check this out. No one, and I want to draw a similarity to this chart. If you guys appreciate the content, by the way, make sure to hit the thumbs up. I want to draw a comparison between this chart and Harmony 1 BTC relativity chart. No one could have seen this coming. I want you to look at this. No chartist could have seen the monumental run that we had here, okay? No one could have forecasted this or projected it based on technical analysis. Look at this. We had this move up, and then we're just consolidating. Look at this huge dip down. Huge dip down, and then a rip. Look at the rate of appreciation here. 11,500%. No one could have seen that coming. I remember when Matic was getting listed on Coinbase and it kept ripping and ripping and ripping higher. It was at 20 cents, 30 cents, and it just kept ripping and ripping higher. No one could have seen this move coming. Look at Harmony 1. It's not that different, is it? I mean, it's really not that different. We sort of came down here, had to move up, and then we're dropping and dropping and dropping, and then this huge rip up, 2 rip ups, No one could have seen that monumental of a move. Look at this move here. All the way up to here was 3,200%, and then the move up here was 7,400%. Okay, no one could have seen that coming. All right, let's take a look at where Harmony 1 is at the moment here. And I also drew sort of, you got to be careful. I want to point out sort of something that looks like a price fractal here. I want you to be very careful when you're going on YouTube and when you're going on Twitter. A lot of folks, including myself, I've used fractals, okay? A lot of folks like to use price fractals. They like to look at the past and they see some price movements that look similar to what's going on today. And they say, wow, if today plays out similar to the past, this is what could happen. And I'm not, you gotta put a grain of salt, you gotta throw a grain of salt at that. You have to take it with a grain of salt, pinch of salt, all right? Sodium's actually not unhealthy for you, especially depending on your activity level. You definitely need to intake enough sodium. Just saying, you sweat that shit out. Anyway, Kevin, what's up, brother? Jorge has a good question. Maybe I need to put out an updated TA video, but I believe the last price range for XRP I saw it realistically going to was up in that between $5 to $7 area, more realistic in the $5 area, but something I need to revisit. So great question. Anywho, what was I getting at? Oh, so you just have to be very careful that while sometimes the price fractals, it's crazy, they end up playing out very similarly. Sometimes things completely fall apart in a chart and the price fractal does not play out. It's just an interesting observation. So in this case, what I wanted to point out here, and I'm not saying this is going to play out, but what's interesting here when I was looking at this chart on one BTC, this is on a weekly, you see this little move up here, a move down, some consolidation, a drop, then another move up. Okay, and we pretty much are in line here with where we're at. And then we saw this sharp sell-off, what I would call a sell-off, but really one's price appreciation was, it was a sub-performer relative to Bitcoin. That's what this says. It was really dropping, and then we had a sharp rise in price, okay? Look what's going on here, over here. We had a little move up, okay? A little move up, a move down, consolidation, a move down, consolidation, a drop in price, a drop in price, a move up around the same level. You see how, oh, I drew that really sloppy, sorry. A move up, okay, here at the same level here, a move up at the same level here as here, and now we're starting to see a decline, and we saw a massive decline. Now this decline took out this level. So could we see something where we start to maybe fall down to this level? You can see a wick there. Maybe we fall all the way down to here, and then we see a sharp rise in price. It's just an observation I'm seeing in the chart. It's simply an observation. It doesn't need to play out. I'm simply pointing out the fact that this price performance here on this chart, to me, looks very similar to this price performance here. To me, it looks very similar, but this would need to create a new low and drop down here below this one here. We'll have to see if that plays out. But for now, one BTC in terms of its strength relative to Bitcoin, it's not as strong as Matic. It's not as strong as Ethereum. It's not as strong as Doge. And it's not surprising because it's a smaller market cap. I would say what we're seeing here in terms of its price relationship to BTC in terms of being an under or over performer, it's sort of in line with the market. Nothing overly bullish, nothing overly bearish, okay? Same with HBAR. Nothing overly bullish, nothing overly bearish. You can see, this is on a weekly. You can see we have descending resistance here. I love that we broke out above this descending line of resistance. We couldn't turn this line into support. I mean, it's the same thing we saw over here. We couldn't turn this green line into support. We couldn't even break this red line here with Harmony 1. We could not hold this, and we've been dropping. But again, the story that's being created here, there's nothing concerning. The story that you have to tie into what you're looking at with this relativity chart is, again, as this dominance is falling, this Okay, this is not unique to H-bar. You can see a drop here. You can see, you can see a drop here on Matic, which is a strong performer. You can even see on Ethereum, we've been dropping a little bit, although this is the strongest performer. And Doge, look at Doge. We've been dropping, right? So what does this mean? You have to put the puzzle pieces together. What does this mean? Well, Bitcoin dominance has also been increasing. Bitcoin on average has been performing better relative to the altcoins. It's price appreciation and stability in price. The other thing to keep in mind is it's not just about increasing in value. It's decreases in value. The days where it's going down and actually declining in value, Bitcoin, it's doing that to a lesser degree than the altcoins. Bitcoin on average might be down 5%, and the altcoins might be down 10, 15%, right? So that is also what's being displayed here, that as the dominance within Bitcoin is increasing, you're seeing the dominance within altcoins going down, and that's also reflected in these Bitcoin relativity charts. I hope that that makes sense. You have to be able to tie these things together. Mana, not a lot to report here. I really like this chart a lot. You know, skyrocket, consolidation, skyrocket. We've had a lot of long period of consolidation. We're just nothing alarming here, nothing surprising. It's par for the course with the market. We have this descending line of resistance we need to break above. Let me turn that into a different color so you can see it better. We have this descending line of resistance we need to break above. And we also have these red lines of resistance, okay? So price is just consolidating right now. Key point, some people look at this and say, what are you talking about? Price is consolidating? It's declining in value. This looks horrible. Consolidation, price consolidation does not mean this. Price consolidation could be this. Price consolidation could be this. Price consolidation could be this. Okay, that's what price consolidation is. For some reason, people think price consolidation is it moving in a straight line. That's not price consolidation. What do we got here? Okay, this is one unique view I'm looking at, and I'm positioned accordingly. I own both Track USD and Synapse USD. And what I've done, and this is a 4-day view, what I've done is I have drawn their relativity chart in this view here. And the reason I'm doing that is because I am positioning myself in a larger position that I feel will ultimately benefit me based on this chart. So what do I see going on here? Well, the numerator is Track and the denominator is Synapse. That's the relativity, okay? So if the chart is moving up, that's expressing strength in the numerator, which is Track. So it means that Track's price performance has been better than the denominator, which is Synapse. Okay, that's all that means. That's all it means. So we've been moving up, but what pattern is present here? What is this pattern? Does anybody know what this is? It's real wide, and then it's getting really narrow up here. What chart pattern is this? Now, there is a delay in comments, so I'm going to pause for 1 second, and we'll see if we got anything coming in. Now I'm going to continue talking, because if anybody knows the answer, they're going to comment by now. Well, what's this? When we have this sort of pattern, when we have this pattern, right, and price is falling, and it's real wide up here, and then it gets real narrow, what is that? That's a falling wedge, and that's bullish. It tends to break to the upside, okay? This is the reverse of this. I'm curious, did anybody guess this? This is a rising wedge. This is bearish, okay? So more than likely, it's not a certainty, but more than likely, this is going to break down in value. And so the way I'm playing this is I hold a larger position in Synapse than Track, and I'm sort of waiting. What I'm waiting for is for us to break out of this falling wedge and to come down to some of these lower levels here, where Track has then been historically undervalued relative to Synapse. So that's how I'm playing this chart. That's how I'm using it. So interesting. You can chart out different asset pairings relative to one another. You don't have to just look at Bitcoin relativities. Now, this is the chart I wanted to get to, and this is where I wanted to go. This is looking at Alchemy Finance in relation to Bitcoin, and now you can actually see the mathematical formula. Let's just ignore this for a second. This part right here, just ignore. You can see that what we're looking at in the numerator is Alchemy USD over Bitcoin denominator USD. So as the chart is moving up, it's expressing strength in the numerator, which is Alchemy, and expressing weakness in Bitcoin, which is the denominator, right? Well, Alchemy USD is like 3 cents, and Bitcoin is like $30,000. So if you took a ratio, let me just do that right now because I can't do that off the top of my head. If you took 0.03 and you divided it by $30,000, you would get 0.000001, right? So you would literally be plotting charts here where you're looking at like 5 or 6 decimals with some numbers in it. So the way that you can actually make this easier on the eyes, thumbs up everybody, you have to crush the thumbs up button. You can't hit the thumbs up button. On this channel, we crush the thumbs up button. All right, that's how we do it. We crush the gym and we crush the thumbs up button. You can actually, this is just a basic mathematical formula. I mean, you can take the ratio and multiply it by 1,000,000 in this case. Now, what that does is look at these values. Look at these values over here. Now you have whole numbers, okay? It's a lot easier to read. I mean, if we wanted to, we could put an extra 0 in here. Boom. Now we have 10.27. It's just a lot easier to read, you know? So right now, what's going on with Alchemy in relation to Bitcoin, okay? Well, you can see we had this move down in relationship, and then we had a huge spike up, right? And now, let's draw this out, actually. Now we're just getting some consolidation. Yes, this is consolidation. So is this a falling wedge, actually? I didn't look at this before the channel. Nah, it's debatable. I think I'm reaching on that one. Nah. No, we have a downward channel. Well, I'm not reaching. I just kind of looked like I'm not reaching on anything. Yeah, so right now what's going on, you know, you could say this is actually a bull pennant, you know, that could play out, you know, and the target would be wherever the breakout. Let's say we break out in like, I don't know, June timeframe, late June, that would be your target. That's how you draw. You take the pole and you put it at the point where you're going to break out. But right now what I see essentially is we had a large move up, and now we just have some consolidation in here. Alchemy is looking very good in terms of its price relationship to Bitcoin. I think Alchemy is one of those ones that when you look at this chart, or when I'm looking at it, I think it has a solid likelihood. I think it has a solid chance to consolidate in this area and continue moving higher and create new all-time values, new all-time highs in its price relationship to Bitcoin, meaning it could be an outperformer in the market. Okay, that's the way I would translate that. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. I think that's all I had for the relationship charts, and I wanted to see what other questions you guys had. I see there's one question here. Real quick, I had these charts up for a reason. Kind of wanted to talk about a few of these real quick. Alethea AI, or artificial liquid intelligence. This thing, now this is a Heiken-Ashi 2-day. I've been tweeting about this thing. It's broken down my zone of support here, okay? But the thing to keep in mind, and what's still valid here, is this is first off a bull pennant, okay? That's the pole. This is the pennant. And it's also a falling wedge. This thing is in a massive falling wedge and a massive bull pennant. And it is, as much as it's been declining in value because it's had a massive run up, it is in consolidation mode. It is in consolidation mode. I am expecting a very large move up, not financial advice, in ALI. And I am positioned accordingly. Injective protocol, I've kind of hypothesized what we could see here. Again, with this one, I put out a tweet. Let's take a look at this. So the other half of my bonus is coming in. I kind of tweeted this out in a couple weeks here. And I've polled everyone. in turn, it looks like Injective and Casper are tied. I wish I could get some more votes on this. I wish more people would retweet this. But I'll tell you where I'm leaning is Casper. Injective protocol for me is still a little too hot for me in this $7 area. Again, keep in mind the golden zone, the yellow zone is my buy zone. We touched the top of it. All right, that's what we've done. I still think it's very possible that what we could see is something like this. We just kind of get a little bit more consolidation until we break out. I would love to get something in the low $6 range, upper to mid $5 range. Anything between, I would really love to get, looks like 630 to, I would love to get that low. I don't know if we're going to get that low, though. Anywhere between $6.30 to $5 on Injective Protocol, I would love to get. But right now, it's just a little bit too expensive for me in relationship to where I ultimately see it going, which I've already spoken to on a separate video. And you can check it out on my channel. I think there's other projects out there that have a higher potential ROI based on where this is sitting at. Believe me, I think this is a great buy opportunity in terms of getting a solid rate of appreciation. I just think there's other assets that might have a higher rate of return. So for me, I want this to come down really into the low to mid sixes, all the way down to 5 for me to consider picking up some more here. And then Flux is just consolidating. I think it's presenting a great buy opportunity in terms of sitting on this trend line. Could we break and come all the way down to 40 cents? Absolutely. But this thing is coiled up, and I think it's one of those ones that when it does break to the upside, it's going to be a very large break to the upside. I think that's all I wanted to cover in terms of, Ingrid, if you're talking about Injective Protocol, I think it's too overbought right now. Same thing, check out Alchemy. Remember what I said about Alchemy. Where are we sitting? We're sitting right at 3 cents. Look what's going on. Now, you can go back to my video and pay attention to what I said. In both Alchemy, I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just stating a fact. And I've had wrong calls, and I've had really good calls, and I've had some bad calls, okay? Injective Protocol, you could say I called the top on that because the day I recorded the video, it had wicked up to $10. I had pointed out that $10 was a key area of price confluence, and then it was most likely topping, not guaranteed, but most likely, and we get a pretty substantial pullback. So far, I've been proven correct. Same thing with Alchemy. I had posted the video, I think the day or the day after, right around there where we had topped, and I said, yeah, we could continue to go higher, but more than likely we have topped and we're going to consolidate. Now, we did hit almost, you can see I have a golden zone here on Alchemy. But my dark gold zone is really where I really would love to buy Alchemy at between 2.2 and 1.82 cents. I don't know if we're going to get as low as 1.82 cents, but 2.2 would be awesome. You can see we almost touched it. We got 2.256, right? But really anything in this golden zone is a buy opportunity, and it pays to be patient. If you chase the trend, okay? If you chased prices up in this area, you are down on your investment. That's why it's very important to never chase a trend. You have to, I've said this time and time again, I said this in the Alchemy Pay video. If you miss this, own it, accept it. You're not going to outsmart the market. Buying in as we're wicking up here is the dumbest thing that you can do. And sometimes you have to experience those pain points in your life and lose on your investments or lose on your trade so that you really learn from it. You know, sometimes people can't tap you on the shoulder to get your attention so you learn something. Sometimes you need a hammer to hit you over the head too, especially if you're stubborn, to really learn your point, right? So it would have been foolish to buy up in these areas. Instead, let it come back to you. Let the price come to you. Identify some. This is why it's important to be able to read charts. And it's okay if you miss out on something and it doesn't pull back to where you logically placed value on buying that. More times than not 100%, more times than not, it's going to benefit you to do this sort of analysis and identify, I got to turn this into red, identify key areas to buy as the price pulls back, okay? Because more times than not, if you're a good technical analyst, the price will come back to those price levels. Sometimes it won't, and you have to accept that. But if you exercise sound risk management, it's going to benefit you in the long term, okay? Buying at these levels, it's called FOMO, and you're feeding into your emotions. You need to avoid that at all costs, especially in this market. I've said time and time again, this market will hand your ass to you. It will chew you up and spit you out, okay? Absolutely, if you don't know what you're doing, all right? Let's see what questions we have here. Jorge, let's see what we got. Is this going to be a real question, or you gonna throw me a curveball here, brother? Let's see. How or what do you look at when making a case for coins going back to all-time highs? Let me think about this. How or what do you look at when making a case for coins going back to all-time highs? That's a loaded question. I look at the chart, make an analysis in terms of the price action, any Elliott wave structures that appear apparent to me. I would consider, it's all in the chart, and I would consider the price. I would consider the price action on said chart, what's going on that USD chart. I would consider also the strength that's being displayed on a Bitcoin relativity chart. I would also consider the other thing that's important to consider is the overall strength of the crypto market, which is driven by Bitcoin. I've said time and time again that I don't care what your perspective is or what your view is on Bitcoin. You need Bitcoin to do well. The higher Bitcoin goes ultimately and tops out at, the more capital and more euphoria that will be present to dump into the other projects to blow them up in value. So those are really all the things that I would consider. It's a good question. It's just a tough one to answer in generalities. I hope that's helpful, but that's the best I can do on spot answering that question. It's just the USD chart, how healthy does the Bitcoin relativity chart look, and what's the state of the overall market. Those are the things I would consider. Good question, though. Very good question. Bitcoin pumpkin. Oh, Bitcoin pumping? Really? Ooh, why? Look, sir. This is what happens when you join this live stream. I bring the bullish momentum back to the market. It is a lot more fun to come doing these live streams, even when there's a small little pump like this. You can see now, it's a lot more fun doing live streams, because when you're coming in and things are, even if it's healthy, it's a healthy market and things are down 2% or 3% or 4%. Oh, when are we going to go up in value? A lot of people are not patient. Not you guys. You guys, I have a pretty good pulse on my follower base here, my subscriber base. You guys are very well educated. It's just the general sentiment on Twitter. You can see what's going on right now. Actually, the way I would draw this, I kind of like, we're pressing up against downward resistance, and we're also pressing up against man, I am really struggling with trading review right now. We're also pressing up against the 50 move. See how we're pressing up against the 50 moving average on the 12-hour? This isn't surprising because I've told you time and time again that when price is below a moving average, the moving average will act as resistance. When we break above a moving average with the candle body close, it acts as support, right? Let's redraw this line a little bit more precise. I don't like the way I have it drawn. I would actually draw it something like that. Now, why do I want to start it out like this? Because the more touches that you can get on your descending line, the more powerful it is. There's a touch here, a touch here, a touch here, a touch here. But we don't want it to go through candle bodies. And actually, this is drawn perfectly fine. You can see this candle body's pressed up. This would be improper. We don't want to do that. This makes no sense. Okay? If you see chartists that are shilling charts at you that do this, you might want to question them at the very least, because you have a candle body that's going through here, candle body that's through here. No, you cannot draw a chart like that. The wicks are an expression of volatility, so we can draw the lines through the wicks, but not through the candle bodies. Now, it would also be appropriate to draw a chart like this. There's nothing wrong with this. You could draw it like this. I just got a Coinbase notification on my phone. That's interesting. Did make a small trade before the live stream, but that was about an hour ago. So don't know what that's about. I'll have to check that out. Anyway, the reason that this is also valid is because you have a wick touch here, a wick almost touch there, touch here, touch here. Yeah, no, that's valid. You can draw, there's a couple, you have to understand there's several different ways you could draw the descending resistance. But the way I choose to draw it is where there's the most price confluence. That's what makes sense to me. I'm not feeling convicted that we may see a breakout until I get a candle body close that's up here. And the other thing I like about this is right at the moving average, the 50, all right? I need a candle body close up in this 29,100 area till I'm convinced that we're going to break out. Till then, there's a probability we could certainly break down and then bounce back up. Again, if we do break down, I find it more likely that we're going to entertain 27,500 or 26,500. I don't see the $25,000 area being breached, but it is a possibility. Keep in mind, over and over, I say the same thing. On the 12-hour, the 200 SMA, which is continuing to move up in value, although it's starting to flatten because of this, due to this price consolidation. The 200 SMA during a bullish turnaround in the market, going into new all-time highs. What happens at different points is it happened right here. Price likes to come down, okay? We like to fake people out and even close below. We gravitate here a little, and then we bounce right back up. At some point, mark my words, come back and tell me I'm wrong. I feel 90% confident about the following assertion. You need to hit the thumbs up. That's what I feel certain on. That's what I feel convicted on. No. What I feel 90% confident on is as we continue moving up in price, right? As we continue kind of doing this and doing this moving average as well is going to continue moving up. And at some point, don't just get the point of what I'm saying. Don't take this line to be real, all right? At some point, price is going to come down and touch and have some confluence around this area before moving up. I feel 90% confident that's going to happen. You can use the 200 SMA as a point of price confluence in the future to ascertain, I like that word ascertain, I use it a lot. Have you noticed that? To ascertain logical buy entries in a bullish market, okay? But it doesn't need to happen right now. If it did, yeah, we'd come down to this $25,700 level, right? But it doesn't need to happen right now. What other questions do you guys have? When are you going to do a YouTube video on your workout plan? Well, I like to, this is a good question, Kevin. I wouldn't consider doing I haven't thought about doing a YouTube video on my workout plan. I really try to keep YouTube. I think your part of you is joking and part of you is probably dead serious as well. There's like a 50-50 component probably. The YouTube channel I want to keep strictly to crypto. I really don't want to diverge from that. Now, when we do live streams, I actually need to connect with my brother, by the way. Shout out to my brother if he's actually watching the live stream. He's tuned in from time to time. He's texted me on the side to let me know he has been quietly watching in the background. So if you, Crypto Fearbringer, if you are, is that him? No. Crypto Fearbringer, if you are listening, I have been contemplating, because I don't know if you guys are aware, my brother and I used to do a podcast on a separate channel. It was called Crypto Bros. We haven't done it in a long time. And what I was going to ask him is, would he be open to restarting Crypto Bros, doing it once a week, but having it on my channel? Just do it on my channel. And what I would do is I would create a separate folder, okay, to keep it organized. We'd do the Crypto Bros podcast. We'd keep it once a week and just keep it on this channel instead of having a separate channel, and just keep it on this channel, the Crypto Bull God channel. But on that channel, if you guys are familiar, you're ever tuned into that, you can search Crypto Bros if you want. It's quite a different podcast. I had so much. When I look back on the things that I enjoyed most doing when I was streaming, I had so much fun doing that podcast with my brother. It was just so much fun to have that time to shoot the shit and talk crypto and then go off on a tangent. I had so much fun with it. So I missed doing that. And this would be the time in the market to actually bring it back, get some views on there, because some excitement is going to continue to pick up in the market. On there, we could certainly dedicate something to working out. The other thing is, hell, at random points, I might bring back a Bitcoin crypto happy hour like I used to do. We could talk about it on there. But I think a main focal point for that, for workout stuff, would be Instagram. So if you want anything workout related, I keep that to Instagram. Everything. If you go to my Instagram account, everything on there is gym related. I really don't. There is some crypto stuff. I do sort of try to put my channel out there every now and then. I do put things on my story, just on my story about going out. If I've gone out somewhere nice or something like that, I'll put. But the actual postings and reels and stuff it's all gym stuff. So I keep it on there, but I appreciate that. All right. Alex Cobb doing a live show. Gotta go get better T on that. Gotta go get better TA on that 1 minute jar. Damn newbies. I don't want to spread any hate. I'm going to let that comment stand, and people can infer what they want from that. I think everybody here is smart enough, so I don't need to say anything. I will never pretend with you guys. I'll never pretend anything. Who you see is who I am. Who you see on this live stream, this is me in real life. I will never profess, ever, to be the best TA person that's out there, the most value-added person. You need to watch my channel and watch no one else. I've said quite the contrary on the latter. I do feel that I'm a very value-added technician, and I can help in your arsenal of data points to do your own risk analysis. But I've actually implored you guys to check out other value-added content creators. This channel should not be the only channel you're tuning into. My content on Twitter should not be the only content you're viewing. There's other really value-added technicians in the space. I've mentioned some names before. So, but I'd like to think I add some value, though. I actually tweeted something out earlier today, pretty recent. Where was it? Let's take a look together. Oh, let's see. Where am I? TechDev52. He is one of my crypto brothers from another mother. So he had one of the things I appreciate about TechDev52, if you're not subscribed to his newsletter, it's a nominal fee to pay every single month. His newsletter, I actually wanted to tweet something out about this, and now that I'm thinking about it, after dinner, if I remember, I'll have to tweet this out. The newsletter he put out this week, I think, may have been the most value-added newsletter that he has put out potentially since I've been subscribed to his newsletter. A lot of value-added content in there. And the thing that I appreciate about his content is that he will point things out that no one, or at least most everyone, is not talking about. I know that I haven't. And so what I said, you can read this here, what he's pointing out. It's very thought-provoking. And I said, all the value-added technicians in this space fit a unique piece of the puzzle in solving this market. Think about that. If you take all of the value-added technicians that are authentic and genuine and really doing their best to try to figure out what's going on, not only for themselves, it benefits them. Everything I talk about on this channel is my honest view. It benefits me to know this market, right? But they're also sharing that wealth and knowledge with other individuals such as yourselves who are tuning in. It's really all of these technicians who are coming together to do this. They're adding different pieces to a puzzle that helps create a picture to keep you informed, right? It creates a clear picture putting all these pieces together. Hope that makes sense. Let's see, did he comment here? No, nobody comments. Probably a bot. So those are my thoughts on that. Ooh, getting another wine recommendation. BCK, shout out to BCK. We were having a little back and forth on DMs. He had shared with me the Lebanese wine that he had suggested. I told him that I am taking a trip to Total Wine this weekend. I'm going to have a little bit of fun, and haven't gone to Total Wine in a long time and actually shopped for some wines. I'm pretty stocked actually, so I really don't need many, but haven't been drinking a lot of wine lately. But it's a lot more honestly, wine. I can sit down and I can have a glass of wine by myself. I don't mind, but it's a lot more fun when you're with someone, someone you either love and care for. Generally, I don't really sit down and have wine with guys. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, if I'm going to share wine with someone, it's of the female variety. And so I've been lacking that lately in my life. So it's just a lot more fun to sit down and have wine with someone. But in any case, I'm digressing as I always do. I have not gone to Total Wine or anywhere and shopped for wine in a while. So I was going back and forth with him a little bit on some wines, and it looks like you have another recommendation here, Kevin. So I appreciate that. I will definitely look into that. 2020 Cabernet Excelsior. All right, cool. I'll make a note of it. I'll take a picture with my phone at the end of the live stream and check it out at Total Wine. Does anybody else have any questions? What notifications? Guys, want to look at my notifications with me? Going live in a little bit. I got the consistent followers. This gentleman right here, I don't know if you're tuned in watching the live stream right now, but this guy, he is all over my tweets, and I got to say, just a big shout out to Neanderthal. This guy is like all over my tweets all the time. He retweets stuff, likes it. There's a lot of people out there. I see the consistent people who really show me support, and I just want to take a moment to say thank you. I really do appreciate it. If you like rum, I just got the Ron. I'm not as familiar with rum, but I'm not opposed to trying something different. So real quick before we sign off, since we're talking about alcohol here, liquor, alcohol, or as my folks like to say, booze. Booze, that's an old school term, booze. No one says booze anymore. Somebody said that to me the other day. By the other day, I mean like a month or two ago, and I was like, booze. I was like, who the hell says booze? Nobody says booze. So my liquors, my preferred liquors that I will go to, either to drink straight or to make a mixed drink, you got to go whiskey and scotch. Old fashioned is my go-to. Old fashioned is my go-to. You guys also know I just bought a bottle. Now, I don't drink this at my desk, and this isn't even whiskey. This is, this is rum in here. I just like the color to put in here. It just looks nice sitting on my desk. Hibiki is very nice. Japanese Harmony. It's very nice whiskey. This is from a video I did a while ago, putting all my chips in. I'm going to put that up on my YouTube channel soon. That was from 2 years ago. So I go whiskey scotch, and then I would also say I like tequila. I like tequila a lot. Gin is good. I like a good gin martini. And then vodka is easy to, you can mix vodka with anything. So I like vodka. Everybody's tuning out now. They're like, this guy's talking about liquor, no more crypto. All right. Angry 8. Yeah, I've noticed you've been a newer supporter, and I appreciate you tuning. I appreciate everybody that comes back for the live streams and finds value in the content. I do my best to help out where I can. So for tomorrow, I am not quite sure what charts I'm going to be covering tomorrow. I'm going to allow the market to unfold. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, still pressing up here. Okay, getting a decent rally here. Cheers to all my Harmonauts. We're at that stable coin price of 2 cents. Love to see HBAR at that stable price of 5.8 5.8 cents. Digibytes hovering just under a penny. And, these crypto assets are more stable than the United States dollar. What can we say? But I'm going to allow the markets to develop here. We'll see what interesting price action we have going on for tomorrow. And I'm just going to take it as it comes. And we'll see what makes sense to chart tomorrow. I hope the markets don't run too hard over the course of the next 2 weeks, because I would like to put my bonus, or at least part of it, most of it, on some assets before they start running up. So Rashid, Kevin, Angry 8, Kevin, both Kevins, Jorge, everybody here. Thank you for the support. Have a nice evening. Have a nice, healthy dinner. Get some good rest, and we will be back tomorrow, all right? By the way, share this video with at least one person. That's what I always like to say, right? Get the content out there. So until next time, spread awareness, and let's carry the education forward. Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow.